Imagine posting a video that completely flops. 1,000 views, dead retention. You think you're doing everything right, but clearly, you're not. Now imagine posting again just 9 days later. Same channel, same you, but this time, 150,000 views. Your channel explodes overnight. That's exactly what happened to me. And in this video, I'm breaking down on a mirror board exactly what I changed in between those videos. Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I'm going to be going in depth about how in just 10 days, I was able to change the entire trajectory of my channel. So this video right here, I posted first on June 14th, 2025, and it got an underwhelming amount of views, 1,000 views. Not very good. If we go over here, this video over here on June 25th, 2025, so literally 9 days later, got over 100,000 views. And the only difference was that I changed my entire method, my entire approach of how I started to upload my videos. I changed really everything. Okay. So I'm going to be going in depth about everything that I did and how you guys can hopefully get results like this soon, right after watching this video. So I won't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So this video over here was a documentation style video, meaning that it's just literally me documenting my life. Okay. And if we have a look at the retention graph, arguably one of the most important metrics that YouTube can ever show you, we see something that makes sense. It makes sense why this video got 1,000 views. And I'll tell you why. Over here, this is the retention graph, and we see that it just dips. Okay. This is literally the same thing, right? Now, what does this mean? This is not good. When you see something like this, it is not good. And I'll explain why. You guys probably, if you guys ever post on YouTube, you guys don't have any success, you guys know what, this is very familiar to you guys. And basically what this means is that over here, this is the 30-second mark right here, this highlighted area, okay? By the 30-second mark, only 46% of people are still watching, meaning that by this point, this entire dip is a 56% loss of viewers in 30 seconds on a 17-minute long video. Okay. You've just lost 56% of your entire viewers in the first 30 seconds. Okay. Now this is horrible. You do not want to do this. That's not what you want to see at all. Okay. If you see something like this, you know that your video is just not going to do well. Now, why does YouTube not push out your video? You could have the best thumbnail. Okay. This is like a pretty decent thumbnail for somebody in the space who's like documenting their video. It's all right. Okay. And we see that it had a pretty good click-through rate, right? But the first 30 seconds are crucial. And if you can't entertain the viewer, then it's just going to dip, as we see. Now, why is this even important? Well, because YouTube does one thing, okay? When YouTube sees that you can't keep people on a video and people are clicking off after literally just 30 seconds, they're not going to push your video out, okay? They're not going to push it out. This is really important to them. When they see something like this, they're not going to push your video out and it's going to flop, okay? And you don't want that. So if we go over here to this video, which is the one that got 100,000 views, look at the retention graph here. It's literally like a line, okay? Now this is good. You want this, okay? And I'll explain why. If we go at the 30-second mark right here, we have still 62% of people are watching, which is way better than the 46%, okay? Now, I took the screenshot because I found it pretty interesting. 46% of people were still watching by the 2-minute and 39 mark, when only 46% of people were watching by the 30-second mark. Okay. So that's a completely different level of retention. You've been able to keep 56% of your viewers, right, for 2 minutes and 39 seconds. So literally, you only lost 56% of viewers by 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay. which is amazing. When YouTube sees this, they're going to push your video out. This is what they want to see. And even at the end, we see that I did a pretty good job of keeping at least 40% of people who originally clicked to watch. Because right here, around 38% of people are still watching by the last 10 seconds. So this is really good. This is what you want to see. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next metric. Impressions. Okay. Now, like I said before, when you have a bad retention graph, when you have a bad retention rate, YouTube is not going to show your video to as many people. And you might look at a number like this and think that this is a lot, 45,000 people. What this actually means is that, let's say over here, you have your YouTube homepage. Okay. Bear with me. This is your YouTube homepage. Okay. You have a video here, video here, video there, here. This is what an impression is. Just YouTube showing you a thumbnail. So let's say this thumbnail over here. Okay. I've seen this thumbnail. Boom. That's an impression. So I've seen it on my page. That's what an impression is. Now, how many views can you get from an impression? That's where the click-through rate comes in. Okay. So let's say I'm on the YouTube homepage and then I see this video and I think this is interesting. Okay. So that means out of the 45,000 people who saw this on their homepage, or, maybe at the end of a video was recommended, almost 8% of people decided to click. And out of those 8% people who decided to click, YouTube gave you 3.6 thousand views. Okay. Now we know that that's not the actual amount of views that I got, right? I got literally 1,000 views. So what does this number mean? This number does not account for views. It accounts for the fact, it's basically when you hover over the video and it plays, not important. This is not real views either. Okay. Because obviously I know that the video didn't get that many views. If we go over here, this click-through rate right here is much lower. Yet YouTube pushed it out to 2.2 million people. Okay. So what did we learn from that? We have learned that the click-through rate number, you might think 7.8 is a good click-through rate. And it is like, it's pretty high among the YouTube community. Like everybody understands that that's a pretty good click-through rate. But it doesn't matter if your video is only getting pushed out to 45,000 people in terms of impressions, right? But over here, we have a lower click-through rate, but higher impressions, and it leads to higher amounts of views. And if these people decide to really click on the video and watch, then we see that it translates to more views. Okay. So as of now, what have we learned? We've learned that the retention graph is important for pushing out your video, right? And when YouTube does that, pushing it out, that's what the impressions are. Okay. So if you have a good retention graph, you have a good line, YouTube is going to push it out. It's going to put it on more people's YouTube recommendations, and your click-through rate comes in. And if people decide to click, your video gets views. Okay. Now, what was the actual difference between these two videos? Why did this one do so much better anyway? Right? We looked at the numbers, we looked at the stats, but what was the actual package of this video? Well, right off the bat, we can see a couple things just without even having seen any of the videos, right? Number one, we just see that this is a much better thumbnail than this, right? Without looking at this is kind of like, okay, what's going on here? You don't really know what's going on. But here, you can kind of already read. You don't even have to see what the title is. You can just kind of see the video's thumbnail and say, okay, well, this video is about some young kid, right? And he says he's locked in and I see a Stripe notification payment. So this guy's probably an entrepreneur. He's probably like grinding, right? He's doing something. He's in the middle of actions in each shot of the thumbnail, and we just get a lot of information, right? That's what you want your video thumbnail to do. You want it to give you information on what's going to happen in the video, at least like what's going on. Okay. If we go on to the title of the videos, we see that this creates intrigue, okay? Now, I'm going to get into all of this in one of my other videos where I actually break down what this video is and how you guys can replicate it too, because I don't want to make this too long. I just want to show you guys the metrics. But if we really go over here and see this, I went all in for 2 months. This is intrigue. It builds up suspense. This random kid on my For You page says he went all in for 2 months. I see a $3,000 notification from Stripe, and he says he's locked in. Okay, this is about to be a story. He's going to explain. This is going to be entertaining. This is worthwhile. I'm going to click on this. Okay. Boom. Just like that. Okay. That's the psychology of the viewer. That's why this video got over 100,000 views. Okay. If we go over here and we just see this POV, this was, by the way, just ignore this. It was supposed to say 17-year-old. It's fixed. Don't worry about it. POV, 17-year-old documents his entrepreneurial journey, right? So you have a video, you have the title, thumbnail, all that. And I'm not really interested. Sure, maybe I might click on it to see what this kid is doing, but am I really going to stay for 17 minutes? And the answer is no, because there's no intrigue. I may be intrigued for the first 30 seconds, which most people were, but after the first 30 seconds, there's not really much you see. It's really raw, and raw content is not good unless you're somebody like Daniel Dalen, which most of us aren't yet. Okay. And that's okay. So that's exactly me breaking down. So in summary, I changed the entire trajectory of my channel, right? I went from uploading documentation videos like this to just going for a cinematic type of approach and fixing my thumbnail, title, and focusing on retention. And I was able to get over 100,000 views. So if you guys do want to see me break all of this down video by video, I'm probably going to do a video on this video and explain why I did so well, specifically why, and how you guys can do it. But I hope that you guys understood the metrics and expect much more to come from this channel. Goodbye.